Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the newsletter, third edition. So exciting. Um, all right. So today I'm going to talk about two books that have been on my TBR for a really long time, which is Daughters of Nri. I thought these books were a duology, but I have a sneaky suspicion they might be a trilogy. It's based around these two young women who, unbeknownst to each other, are twins and they live on two opposite sides of the same country. It is set in kind of ancient times Nigeria, alternate world fantasy. And it really it heavily leans on the Igbo mythos and the Igbo language. However, I think the author also wanted to tell a story of a pre-colonized Africa and Africa without, the drawn out borders that we see today. So she mentions the Dahume people, and it kind of, you know, looks at it as the kingdom as a whole, as opposed to these individual kind of countries. I also love that it was a West African mythos story that isn't a Yoruba mythos. Like Yoruba mythos stories are so prevalent in literature right now. So it was nice to see one that was looking at a different type of Nigerian mythos. Um, I also loved the first book so much because of just the way the build up was with the young women getting to know about themselves, learning about their powers and who they are, and like you know in this world where there's so much writing on them but they don't really know who they are or what it's about, and this kind of learning process. um the second book I felt a little bit of a letdown because the pace was very slow. So the second book is called Descendants of the First, and the pace was a bit slow, but I felt like in the end it was super rushed, and then there was all this unanswered question from the main story that made no sense to not be answered yet. And so it feels like it's set up for a third book, but I haven't read anything about a third book. But the characters are so well developed. Um, the romance is a bit interesting because I'm not actually sure what is going on there. But I thought the plot of the first book was really strong. The second book felt overstuffed with a plot, trying to get so many things done and yet leaving so many things undone. But I really enjoyed them, and I really hope there's a third book because if it ends the way it ends, it kind of makes no sense for the reader because the main core storyline doesn't feel like it's been fulfilled. But yeah, see you next month and enjoy reading.